Welcome back to our spring series entitled Spring of Systems. This is a series where we explore how to create a system and launch it fully. At this point in the series, we have crossed the halfway point. During the months of April and May, we're covering the life cycle of a new system. That could be any sort of system. We're going through the journey of how to create a system that works for us to be productive and achieve our goals, starting by addressing a challenge or challenges, then implementing it, testing it, and finally analyzing the results of the implemented system. But wait, it does not stop there. The purpose of a system would be to improve on our ability to achieve our goals, work efficiently, and improve efficacy. This could be a simple or a complex system, depending on the complexity of the challenge we've identified in the particular process that we're focusing on. Of course, this system would be addressing our priorities, whether at home or at work. Think creatively about your priorities and your perceived challenges. Then, identify a process that requires streamlining for which a system needs to be created. Here, we simply mean to define a framework and timeframes or frequencies as part of the system. If you'd like to go into more detail on the previous steps, I'd encourage you to watch the previous episodes. In May, we're addressing how to concretely launch a new system, adopt it, and finally assess how this launching process went about. We are now at that stage. We're finally at the launch stage within phase 2 of our system's lifecycle. We can consider this stage to be the plateau as we draw closer to the end, where everything moves swiftly and with stability. And we would eventually simply need to maintain homeostasis of our system. We have so far been identifying any hiccups and tweaks to our new system in the previous steps. And now we've gotten to a point where we're satisfied with our creation. Next comes the launch. Launching a new system, whether for personal use or for use with multiple users, whether personally or professionally, may cause some dread. This has, after all, been the day you've been waiting for, the true hard launch of a new system. Here you can breathe a sigh of relief that your hard work has culminated in a product that will finally streamline your processes. However, the launch process is critical in that you need to recommit to timeframes, milestones, roles and responsibilities, and above all, the results. Here you will need to work harder than ever before to prove to yourself and to others that the system does indeed work. This stage is all about results. Getting the gears grinding and admiring your well-oiled machine as it delivers on its promises. Hence, the active role you would take is to ensure that the blueprint is being implemented adequately. However, this stage is also about marketing the strength and importance of your new system. And again here, we're referring to a system being used either by yourself alone or even being used by others that may or may not have been involved in the creation process. By marketing system, I mean truly believing in its value, and hence disseminating this information to others who may have a direct or indirect role in implementation. We'll be talking a little bit more on this critical factor in next week's video. However, this step is the starting point to a much more dynamic stage within the launch phase. Launching a system can be considered to be implementation in full throttle, since you've already tried and tweaked the system as needed, and can stand by its added value, the support it offers in improved efficiency, and in its demonstrated role to shorten time to goal achievement. So the take-home message here is that at this stage in the process, it is about believing in the system and committing to it wholeheartedly to ensure correct adherence to the framework that you would have created in the first phase of creation, implementation, testing, and analysis. A system is a completely dynamic creation which requires continuous review and results in an almost live creature that requires support and maintenance. Stay tuned to upcoming videos where we wind down the process as we move further into the exciting second stage in a new system's life cycle. I would be very grateful if you would subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications to be informed when a new video is released. Feel free to share the video with others if you think they may be even slightly beneficial to them in their lives. If you have any questions on the different stages of Phase 1 of the process, please do feel free to reach out or post a comment below and we can initiate a conversation on that topic. And if there's a particular question on this phase or the upcoming phase that you would like addressed in a video, I would be more than happy to hear your feedback on the matter. And I would be happy to create videos on the topics that you're interested in. Thank you in advance for your collaboration. Again, I hope you enjoy the series, and be sure to stay tuned to the upcoming episodes as we wind down the process. Happy watching, and most importantly, happy learning.